Okay, so here's our quiz problem. What we're going to do is solve for the indicated variable in this equation here. So we have a equals pi r squared, and we want to solve for r. So if you haven't tried this problem yet, maybe you want to go and pause the video and see if you can do it. All right, so let's take a look at the solution. So this is what we would call a formula equation or a literal equation because we're going to be solving for a variable where there's other variables involved in the equation. It's going to be a little bit confusing, but it's extremely important to know how to master. So we're going to solve for r. All right, so here is our variable that we're going to solve for. So you can see here we have area, or a, equals pi r squared. Okay, this is the area of a circle. So we have this other variable that we're going to have to kind of deal with, a, and then pi, although pi right here is a variable, really represents a number, 3.14. So you could even think of this as the equation a equals 3.14 times r squared, just as a quick estimate. So conceptually, what we have to do is get r by itself. All right, that's what it means to solve for a variable. So to do that, let's just take a look at a real basic example. What if I had the equation, let's say 10 equals 2 times r squared. Okay, 10 equals 2 times r squared, and I told you to solve for r. Or let's even make it simpler, okay? What if I had the equation 10 equals 2 times r? Well, what you would do there, right, is solve for r by dividing both sides of the equation by 2. So to take on these particular formula equations, my point is you first need to know how to solve basic equations. Okay, so our answer would be 5 equals r. All right, so hopefully most of you found that pretty easy. I guess the point I'm getting at here is that we're going to be taking the same steps to solve this formula equation as we would take to solve any other equation. All right, the key is that the only thing that we're going to think of as the variable in the equation is what we've been asked to solve for. So I only want you to be thinking as r squared as the variable, and then in this case you're going to think as pi and a as a number. Just treat it as a number, if you will. Okay, just as these numbers played a role and r was the variable, you're going to do the same thing here. So to get r by itself, we first want to start off by dividing both sides of the equation by pi. Okay, and when we do that, we're left with a divided by pi equals r squared. Okay, so this is the first thing that we have, and then at this point we want to get r by itself. So this is a basic example. If I had 16 equals x squared, how would I solve that equation? Well, I would take the square root of both sides to get x, right? And that would be equal to positive or negative 4. And we're going to take the same step here. So to solve for solve for r when we have r squared, we have to take the square root of both sides. Okay, and when we do that, we're left with this expression right here. The square root of r squared is r, and then it's fine from a math teacher's perspective if you just leave your answer as this here, the square root of a divided by pi. That's a good enough answer. There's a couple of different ways, other ways you can write this answer, but if you got your equation to this, if you provided this solution to this problem, I'm going to go ahead and give you full credit. So if you're able to do that, that was great. And if you're a homeschooler and want to take more of these pop quizzes, jump on over to homeschoolmathquiz.com and have a great day.